Here's the last 24 hours in geopolitics. Shockwaves in America. Conservative activist Charlie Kirk has tragically lost his life during an attack while speaking at Utah Valley University. A nationwide search is underway. President Trump ordered flags lowered to half-staff while Vice President J.D. Vance rushed to Utah to stand with Kirk's grieving family. When politics turns into bloodshed, democracy itself is on life support. In Washington, Trump demanded Netanyahu promise not to strike Qatar again after Israel's attack on militant leaders in Doha. Qatar called the move a betrayal, warning it could rethink its partnership with the U.S. Netanyahu, unyielding, declared that Israel would pursue militants everywhere. When allies feel betrayed, the cracks in power become impossible to hide. In Nepal, unrest toppled the prime minister. Now the army is in tense talks with Gen Z protesters about appointing an interim leader, with former Chief Justice Sushila Karki emerging as a frontrunner. When the young rise, they don't ask permission, they demand the future. In the Caribbean, the U.S. Coast Guard intercepted a suspected smuggling boat carrying large amounts of contraband, sinking it at sea, while Venezuela condemned the deployment of American warships so close to its shores. Every drug bust also doubles as a show of muscle on the world stage. France is burning once more. Jets roaring under the banner of "Block Everything" shook the nation as more than 200,000 filled the streets, throwing the new Prime Minister, Sébastien Lecornu, into an immediate crisis. When governments won't listen, the people make themselves impossible to ignore. In London, Prime Minister Starmer fired Ambassador Peter Mandelson after revelations about his ties to Jeffrey Epstein. It only takes one scandal to remind us. The elite protect each other until they can't. Along Asia's volatile borders, Thailand and Cambodia agreed to pull back heavy weapons after July's deadly clashes, while India warned its citizens not to enlist in Russia's military. NATO jets shot down Russian drones inside Polish airspace, escalating fears of a direct NATO-Moscow clash. One wrong move at a border, and suddenly the whole world is on edge. Meanwhile, Israel struck Yemen's capital, Sana'a, leaving dozens dead just a day after targeting militant leaders in Qatar. Revenge never ends wars, and it only multiplies the funerals. In Congo, officials say nearly 90 lives were lost in extremist-linked rebel attacks. In Gaza, severe child hunger worsened as aid convoys remained blocked. And in Spain, the sports minister blasted double standards, demanding that Israeli teams be treated like Russian ones in international competition. If justice depends on the flag you wave, it's not justice at all. America marked 24 years since 9/11 with solemn tributes. In the UK, Prince Harry met King Charles for the first time in 19 months. Australia announced $1.1 billion for Ghost Shark underwater drones to fortify its navy. Grief, family, weapons. Three very different answers to the question of security. And in Georgia, over 300 South Korean workers detained in last week's ICE raid were flown home, testing the resilience of U.S.-Korea ties. Every deportation tells the world loyalty is conditional. Finally, in Tunisia, activists preparing the Gaza aid flotilla reported another suspected unmanned strike, calling it an orchestrated assault on their mission. Even humanitarian aid becomes a target when empathy is treated as a threat.